Yeah, it was a heck of a college football game, and as I told the team afterwards, good teams find ways to win when they don't play well. You find ways to win with your B game or B plus game, and certainly today I felt like at times we were playing as a B and B plus team, primarily the penalties and the turnovers. We kept getting ourselves in the hole and giving up. We had them off the field probably 4 or 5 times and gave up a pass interference penalty. And that's just part of the game. I mean, we had to do something because they're big physical receivers, so we knew we had to body them up. And our concern going in was they were going to out-physical us on the perimeter. And so you start trying to cheat a little bit to even the ability level, and we got caught doing it. And I think he was pressing a little bit, especially toward the end of the game, where we were moving the ball, but we just weren't scoring. And so I think he was pressing a little bit, and then we did have a couple balls tipped up, and we got to make those catches. Initially, they were in a 4-man front, and we had good success. So they went into a 3-man front and started blitzing a lot. And so what we tried to do is formationally make them spread out so they couldn't bring all those people. And once we spread them out, and we hit a couple long passes, then they played coverage and they were pulling guys out of the box. And then I thought Jareem and Jalen both did some great jobs of yards after contact, making guys miss in the hole, and just turned 2-yard holes into 4- and 5-yard gains. And when you do that, eventually something's going to happen. They're very hard to tackle. They both have great balance, and they both have a determination that they're not going down. Nothing better than a winning locker room. But yeah, we going down this, while we had a really good year last year, there's still some teams in our league that we haven't beaten, and this is another first for the program of beating Butler. And the thing about Butler is, they're very well coached. Their kids are tough, hard-nosed, play hard, and are rarely out of place. They always do what they're supposed to do. And so we've come close 3 other times and just hadn't been able to finish, and this time we were able to finish, and that's pretty satisfying. I was totally playing the clock and percentages, and so we felt like we had it in Johnny's range. We have great confidence in his kicking ability, and so why risk another handoff and a ball getting stripped? And so there's actually a company of football analytics, and I literally read them before I came down here, and this was one of the scenarios where you have a great situation. And I also did not want to leave any time on the clock, and that was the one way we could control when we scored, so that they did not have a chance to come back on us. Well, Colby's so versatile, and when we knew that we were going to be absent a couple of players, we decided that probably the best safety back there would be Peter Katz, and so we removed him from strong safety, who's the next best guy, and the best cover guy at linebacker we have is Colby, and really good football instincts, and you can see why the way he makes plays out there. So I thought it was an ingenious move by our defensive staff to do that, and Coordinator Brian Young, when he came in, it helps us get the best people we had on the sideline on the field at one time, and there was some confusion with some coverage changes when they were motioning, but with that said, we wanted to make sure that we found a way to win this game. They did their scheme slightly differently. They actually pulled a guard, and sometimes they pulled a center out there for an extra blocker. So we've got to have an edge guy to turn that thing back in while he was getting overwhelmed with more blockers at the point of attack. And we were coming off the other side, which means he's kind of a lone wolf out there because we're playing man behind it. And so they had a nice scheme for that. Now once we got the edge set, then it allowed our pursuit to get down there and make the play. It didn't hurt us as bad, but we had to give up a 65-yard run or whatever it was to learn our lesson. Yeah, and they weren't full speed today, although they played through it. And if you go back and look at the film, you sit there and you go, how do we get the ball to number 8 as much as we can? And so when you're not sure how much he's going to play, it's hard to get the game plan adjusted for him. And I thought they did a nice job. We had him singled out there a couple times, but they were playing a safety over there to help double him when they needed to, and they were rolling to his side a lot too. So their scheme took us away from doing it, but we have other ways to get them the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I used to play DB, so I've kind of had the training at it. So I got moved there today, actually, for safety. So, I mean, it was kind of just all instincts. I'm used to playing it. I'm happy I got the opportunity to. And, yeah, finally got the first pick of the season. Yeah, I think we all play great, Hunter especially. But we had a lot of moving pieces because of the guys that were out. But I think we did a great job of adjusting and playing for them. And we did a great job of just being our defense. You kind of compensate as a team. I mean, you can't replace those guys with one player. We all have to step up in our own ways and just do our job. They bring a lot of fire, a lot of juice on the defense, and when they're out wide, you don't have to worry about people catching the ball for the most part. They're always locked down. But I think we did a great job just adjusting as a team and just making plays together. Yeah, we didn't see a lot of we saw some of one in like the Wildcat formation, but they didn't run a lot of it on film. But today that was their staple for a lot of the game. So we kind of had to make a few adjustments. I think towards the end of the game we got a lot better at defending it. And where it goes to 50-50 balls, I mean, we had great coverage on a lot of them. It's just kind of they made great plays, and you got to give it to them for that. So I think we did a great job of moving on from the plays we didn't make and just adjusting. Me personally, I love it. I mean, that's why you play the game when you have 2 minutes left and you got to stop them and get the ball to the offense. I try to tell the guys, hey, this is what we play for. Let's have fun. I mean, you make a great play, you're going to be on Twitter, you're going to be on the news. So I just love that challenge of going out there and stopping them. And I think the whole defense takes it as a challenge, and that's kind of what we did today. We stepped up and made a play. Yeah, we tried to throw a few different blitzes at them, kind of just keep them off guard. I think we did a great job up front of running them and just stunning and making the offensive lineman think a little bit. So yeah, we did a great job making them move. He did a great job of moving and throwing the ball. He had a few plays on the scramble drill where he made great completions. But the thing is, just try to throw different things at him. I was about to say that I beat them for the first time. We thought we should have had them last year. We came up short. So for us, it's kind of getting over the hump where we have games where we're close in, like the Marist game, we were close in that one. We feel like we should have won that one, but I think we did a great job of rallying and just winning the game. Definitely, I think it's a challenge. I mean, we look forward to it. I look forward to it. I want to be a part of the team that beat these guys, the team that got over that hump where we couldn't beat certain teams. So we got a few on our schedule coming up that we haven't beaten yet, and we're going to take it as a challenge. And
it was really just preparation. We had been doing this all week, different type of situation looks, and then me and Coach got together, all the running backs, and we just kind of got a game plan what we've been seeing, and finally it was just putting it into play. Like finally when it's there, it's just executing it, and so that was the deal when we finally got there. Just execute. We had been doing it, so it was just muscle memory at that point. That definitely gave us a lot of motivation. Me and him both, and everybody was just pretty furious on the fact that we should have got in and the fact that we didn't. So we just talking along like we gonna push it in. The next time, the next drive, we're gonna be relentless. We're gonna push it no matter what. We're gonna get it done. Like I said, we got a stack of running backs, and everybody just has to be prepared. So when my number was called, it was just me being ready. Anybody's number can get called 20, 22, Jareem. So everybody just had to be ready, and my number was called. And we have a game plan going into the week. But it's a game. They could change up any minute. That was a couple of the situations. It was us having to adjust to what they put in front of us, and that's kind of what it was this game. It was just a lot of different adjusting. So that's really what it was. It was just kind of adjusting off rip and us being prepared for that type of stuff. So we were prepared for it, and we did what we had to do. Oh, definitely. I got a lot of advice from Jareem and the other dudes, because I think I'm the youngest running back out of all of us. Just taking a step back and being humble, because when you coming out of high school, you usually being the top dog, and so for me coming here, me taking a step down and be like, all right, I gotta listen to those who've already done this, experienced dudes, and that's all it was. It was just me taking a step back and hearing what Dream has to say and other running backs. And
honestly, I couldn't tell you how many times we've done game-winning field goal situations in practice. So I'm kind of numb to the pressure at this point. Coach Hughes has done a great job of implementing that in our practice. And the offense did a great job of setting me up in 27-yard field goals. So knowing in my mind, I trust in my technique and preparation that I'm going to drill the kick. So, well, it's definitely not – I'd say there's more pressure in the game, obviously, because, we're facing a team we haven't played or beat before, and there's a lot that rides on it. We want to win the PFL championship this year. So you can't lose too many games. And, with that big kick on the line, it's definitely bigger than it is in practice. But, it's just like I said, trust and preparation, and Coach Hughes has prepared me and the holders and O-line for that situation. I think it's a great step for us. Like I said, we want to win the PFL title this year. Last year, we fell short by maybe a one game or two. So it's a game we should have won last year, and I think they're a very good team. And to beat them here in our home, that's a 10-game win streak, I think, for home. So I think that's big for us, riding in our momentum into next week. So Coach always reiterates 1-0 each week, and that's what we did here this week. So that's good. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. It's speechless. That's pretty cool. That's a good record to set. It falls on the offense, putting me in a position to get those points. So credit to them.